This Cage Radio special report is brought to you by Visalia MMA Gear and Visalia MMA Gear of Hanford, now located in the Hanford Mall and soon coming to the Sequoia Mall, October 1st.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm now joined on the phone by a professional fighter who holds an undefeated record of 3-0. His most recent victory came at IFC number 28 against Tim Smart. Please welcome a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fighter, Darin Cooley. Darin, welcome to the show, my man. How are you?
Pretty good. First of all, actually, I'm 4-0. They haven't reported I had a win last weekend.
Okay, you had a win last weekend. That's correct. Let's talk about that. Where was that at?
That was in Jackson at the casino.
Okay, and who was your opponent?
Daniel Romero.
All right, take me through that one.
Pretty much, what happened in the beginning was he was signaling like he wanted to touch gloves. So we met in the middle of the cage, and I had my hand out, and he kind of, to be honest with you, I haven't seen that part of the fight. I've seen clips that people took, but a lot of people said that he didn't even really touch my glove, but he just came all the way through and kind of started lighting me up right away.
Okay. Now that's one thing that I'm not a fighter and whatnot, but I can never understand. I mean, you guys touch gloves at the beginning, when the referee brings you there and asks you guys if you have any questions. Why is it necessary to touch gloves again? And
well,
go ahead.
This time we didn't really touch gloves.
Okay.
In the beginning.
Okay,
So,
I see what you're saying.
So yeah, that's why I was, I thought he was a nice guy,
Okay.
But to be honest, I don't blame him, because I felt like he might have been a little desperate, the whole time.
Okay.
He was fighting kind of like a desperate fighter, to me.
Okay. Well, I didn't see the video. I wasn't there. I definitely want to look into that. That sounds pretty chicken shit to me, my man. But now, the fight that I did see you fight was at the IFC. Now, did you take that on like 2 hours' notice or something?
No, well, they called me the night before.
Okay.
And they had an opponent lined up. And basically, the next day when I called them, it wasn't working out, like that guy or whatever. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. And then a couple hours later, he called me back and he's like, if you could get down here within the next, couple hours, I'll have a fight for you. So I made a phone call to my friend Randy Smith, who's my training partner, and he was already in his car, before I could even got off the phone with him. So we made it down there.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Now, according to what I looked up on SheerDog, you had a bit of a layoff there for a while. Why did you take such a layoff?
Oh, man. It was around late 2007, early 2008. I was rolling with this. It was recently after I just got a purple belt.
Okay.
So it was probably around November of '08, probably.
Okay.
Oh, no, '07, I'm sorry. And I was rolling with this purple belt from another team, and he was in our school. And he's kind of known for leg locks.
Oh.
He's a Higa Machado guy, and he got me in the knee bar. And normally, if one of my training partners got me in it, I just tap.
Right.
But, being from another team, I had to kind of put a little extra effort to get out, And I ended up hurting my knee real bad. And it kept reoccurring throughout 2008. And then basically, by the time my knee was starting to feel better, I started going through a little bit of I guess you call it a manic episode. I think I lost my sanity. The reason I think it is because I couldn't train. That's what keeps me sane,
Okay.
So, I ended up in a mental institution where they had me so doped up on, lithium and all these other drugs, I couldn't do anything, so I just fell into a deep depression. And then I got out and I went off my medication and they had me back in there a few months later. And I literally, for about 2 years, I was pretty much in the gym 10 times maybe,
Wow.
So, yeah, basically, this year I've just started really training hard again, back in like how I was in '07.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we have some plans for the rest of this year. Do you have any fights lined up currently?
Yeah, I mean, I fought for the IFC, and I'm pretty sure they'll welcome me back, for
Right.
the fight anytime in the near future, to have a 145er that needs to fight. But the Global Knockout Show, I fought there. This is the third time I fought for them,
Right.
and I really look forward to sticking with them for a while, because they treat the fighters really well compared to a lot of other organizations.
Okay, yeah. Now I heard from one other fighter, Josh Thornburg, that he was treated very well. That was a program that took a few years off, and they're back in action. Is there any news as to when their next show is? Are you looking to be on that card?
No, I don't know when the next show will be, but I know that from the previous Global Knockouts, it's usually about 3 months between on average.
Okay.
So, December-ish.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay. Now, the reason that I got into contact with you is I had another fighter come on my show and basically call you out. He's out of the Overcome gym. His name is Mike Christensen. Let's hear what he had to say. You were talking to Darin Cooley right now, and you were trying to make this fight. Tell me exactly what you said to him, my man.
I just want to say to him, bro, let's do this. Let's show up on time for weigh-in, so we're not sitting around this whole time. Let's see how good your takedowns are, or let's see how good your stand-up is. I mean, I think your game is not good at all, and I'm ready to show him. I'm ready to show his teammates just what we can do here down at Overcome, and that they really need to get with the program because they're all one-dimensional fighters over there.
All right. So as a one-dimensional fighter, like he says, my man, what do you got to say about that?
I don't really know what he's talking about. Most of the fighters that have come from Cesar Gracie are multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
I mean, if the whole team is one-dimensional, yeah. I don't understand.
Yeah, so basically he's not only calling you out, and he's going to show the rest of your team what's up as well. I know Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fighters are very humble and whatnot, but I mean, you guys have to take somewhat of offense to that.
Well, you know what? I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm not really going to let it affect the way I fight him. I'm still going to do the same thing I always do.
Okay.
But to be honest, the whole thing about the weigh-in and us being unprofessional for not showing up to the weigh-in sometimes, I don't think it was 2 hours, like you said, and also we had to wait anyways because they're doing like a Native American ceremony where they bless us and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we had to wait around for that anyway, and they actually ended up taking their weight before we got there. So they can feel free. There was a buffet right there. They can feel free to eat all the free food they want, all the drinks. If that was the issue, they're worried about being dehydrated too long or something. But no, they took their weight right. They told us on the phone they had their weight taken on time like they're supposed to. So I don't really know what the complaint is. And as far as being unprofessional, I think it's unprofessional of them that they show up to fight and they always complain about gassing out. They try to use that as like an excuse for losing the fight. I don't know if you noticed that, but I think in that interview he said that a few times actually.
Yes.
He said he kept mentioning about how the guy I fought only lost because he gassed out, and then he even said on another thing on Global Knockout Facebook, he said the only reason he didn't finish Chris could have quit or something like that is because he gassed out in the first round. And he just keeps using this excuse like it's an acceptable excuse to lose a fight or perform poorly, It's just like that's the worst excuse in my opinion.
Okay. Now, I would imagine that the IFC might be interested in a fight like this, based on you guys are kind of up in Northern California. This is definitely a fight that you want now?
Oh yeah, it's a fight. I mean, I'll fight anybody, man. To be honest with you, like he thinks I fight a lot of cans, but to be honest with you, I'm only 4-0. I mean, in a lot of people's eyes, I'm a can. And like he's like 6-2. He's not really a contender himself. If you ask me. You know what I mean? Like I mean, is Uriah Faber or someone like that expected to come fight me? You know, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to get a fight with someone like that, you know? It's not going to happen.
I hear what you're saying, my man. I hear what you're saying. All right, well, hopefully that is a fight that Paul Smith will take some interest in. I would love to make the trek all the way up there to Oroville. Now, bro, you fought in that cage. Is that like the biggest cage in the whole world? Like, is that thing just huge or what?
Yeah, it's a little bigger than the one I fought in last week, but
does that make any difference? Is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
never really thought about it.
Okay.
To be honest, I train in the cage in Lodi before I got fights coming up. I make sure I get out there, at least 3 weeks or so before a fight. I'm training in the cage almost every session, so I just get used to the cutting them off and the the takedowns against the cage and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I've seen some small cages, but that specific cage, I mean, you could build a Walmart in that cage, bro. That thing is absolutely gigantic, unbelievable. Well, Darin, I appreciate you taking some time with me here at Cage Radio. I'd like you to keep me in the loop, but I'd also like you to take this opportunity to shout out anybody you want, my man.
I want to thank everybody for supporting me for this fight. First and foremost, my sister, Darin Cooley. She's got me a lot of sponsors, and she's just really went out of her way to try to help me in that department. And E-Rod from Chase Chevrolet for helping me out all the time, and Brandon Rizzo from No Sequel Fightwear, and then Larry from Tattoo Fightwear and Diablo Blanco Fightwear, and I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. It's all my training partners, Team Cesar Gracie.
All right, there you have it, bro. Well, I really appreciate you taking time. Darin Cooley, we look forward to big things this year and even bigger things next year. Take care, my man. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Out.